Today, I'm going to share the latest data for the Cambridge condo market last month, year to date, in relation to a year ago. I'm also going to look at the original list price to sale price ratios, the amount of price changes, and the housing supply, along with share what that means currently. Okay, getting right into it. This year versus last year, the median sales price is up from 825,000 to 919,000, which is about 11.5% appreciation. This overall year-to-date increase is 1.5% less than it was last month. Next up is the supply inventory, which shows how long the existing listings would last if no new properties hit the market. There's currently about 1.63 months supply of inventory. This is less than last month, but still about double the typical amount for Cambridge in the last 5 years, which has averaged between 0.7 and 1 month supply. Year over year, the list price to sales price ratio is 102.83%. That means that homes on average sold for 2.8% above the list price, and that ratio is about 1% higher than it was last year. Year to date, the average days till offer is 19, which is considerably lower than the 28 days till offer that existed in 2021 at this time. How do you think this compares to where the market is now? What does this mean? To help answer those questions, I'm going to look at the last couple months and pay special attention to the original price to sale price ratio and the amount of price drops. The original list price shows what the seller wanted initially. This is insightful when figuring out where things are headed and not often talked about. Most people will look at the final sale price in relation to the most recent advertised price, otherwise known as the list price. This year, about 38% of all properties listed had a price adjustment. The total reduction for those was an average of 7.7% of the list price. Going between March and May, the original price, that is what the owner initially listed it for, to the sales price ratio was 105%. And then the total price reductions were still 6.75%, meaning some properties had to adjust down to sell. Between June and August, the original price to sale price ratio went down to 102%, and total price reductions increased to 8.65%. This indicates sellers thought they would be able to get a lot more and had to make a change and make larger adjustments for their properties to sell. This is important because it reflects a kind of leading indicator that the change in realities of the marketplace were that it was starting to cool off. And between September and November, the original price to sale price ratio went down to 98%, while the price reductions were now only 5.49%. What does that mean? It means that most recently, even though owners had to make adjustments, the properties that traded were less than the original ask price overall at 98%. So the key takeaway is that the market is leveling out and heading towards a more balanced place. As the rate of price increases slows and sellers come to terms with additional inventory in a reduced buyer pool, they are resetting their expectations. Throughout all this, we're still seeing half the properties that hit the market selling in a week or two, with a very typical for the neighborhood days till offer between 8 and 10, if you look at the median, not the average. And that has been consistent in Cambridge for many years. Moving forward, as people come to terms with the market conditions and the interest rates stabilize, buyers who are waiting to see what happens will start looking again. In the meantime, the natural constraints on inventory, along with the high desirability of Cambridge, will continue to move the market forward, and I don't expect prices to decline in a major way. They will just no longer continue to climb in such an accelerated manner. And as the adjustment occurs, there will be opportunities to make the most of it. Again, if you're looking to buy a place, you are going to catch some of these price reductions and have some negotiating power. If you're a seller and you price correctly, you can still sell the house or condo within 7 to 10 days in terms of how long you'll have before a first offer comes in. Thanks for watching. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, rent, or just want to have a conversation, I'm always prepared to connect with you and share my insights. Let's remain in touch so you can keep informed on the market and make the right decisions for your real estate. Remember to contact me at 617-686-2844 through a call or text for all your real estate needs. See you next month.